Let's get to those top picks. Exxon Mobil would be one of your favorite names in energy.
Yeah, I've highlighted this as a top pick in previous episodes before, and I continue to like the energy space. As I mentioned, energy is our top sector weighting at this point. Exxon's going to gross over $409 billion in revenue for this year. Tremendous portfolio, 18 billion barrels of oil equivalent of proven reserves across 15 countries. Downstream operations represent about 80% of Exxon's total sales. Free cash flow yield is very attractive, about 11, 12% or so. And like most large cap energy companies, Exxon's management is really focused on returning excess cash back to shareholders and keeping capital expenditures and spending and production increases in check. We know that President Biden wants the oil companies to explore and produce more, but that's not what they're doing. They're returning cash back to shareholders. As an example, Exxon earlier this year tripled its share buyback program to $30 billion, and they're going to continue to raise dividends. Again, you look at steady global demand for oil, low inventories, industry-wide underinvestment from all the players. That bodes well for the energy sector. I think energy stocks continue to be cheap relative to historical metrics. You look at the U.S. strategic